Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Ladies of North Atlanta. Mary Ellen Vanaken, Sue Jennings. How are you doing today, Sue?
I'm doing great, Mary Ellen. How are you?
All right, so the topics of today is the pros and cons of being in a 55 and older community. We're going to talk about Epcon, a community of the courtyards at Franklin Gold Mines. We're going to talk about what we love about North Atlanta, which is our steakhouses. And we're going to, our design tip of the day is going to be 5 things professional cleaners do every night. So let's start. As you can see, we have Cresswind up here at Lake Lanier. So Sue, tell us a little bit about this and let's dig into the pros and cons.
Well, every single community is a little different, Mary Ellen. And so that's why, we're going to show you pictures of a couple different communities. Some of them do have apartment style living. Some of them have single homes. They're not all the same. They're not all the same size. Some of them have different amenities as well. So Cresswind at Lake Lanier is in the Gainesville area. Close to that in Hoschton is the village at Deaton Creek. And then basically the competitor for Cresswind at Lake Lanier is the Webb community in Chateau Elan and Braselton and Hoschton area.
Okay.
Yeah. So as we're going through this, Mary Ellen will maybe show some different pictures of different communities. We're also going to touch on Soleil at Laurel Canyon. That's in Canton. It's a very large community. In the Lake Arrowhead area, there are some communities in the Woodstock area. David Weekley has some great communities in Woodstock, namely Maple Grove at Towne Lake. And the Orchards is a group that just focuses on building over 55 communities. They're constructing 2 new subdivisions right now. One is in South Forsyth and the other's in the Coal Mountain area of Cumming, Georgia. And then one of my favorites that we've got one of our clients moving into this particular community. It's by the Providence Group. It's called Promenade at Sawnee Village. What I love about that community is the location and the types of homes that they have there. And that's in Cumming, Georgia. And we can talk more about that. But let's first start by talking about the pros and cons of these communities.
Sure.
So these communities, like I said, can be different sizes. So they can have as few as, 200 homes. They can have as many as 3,000 homes. For instance, the Promenade at Sawnee Village is just 200 homes as part of a larger community of different types of housing that are not considered over 55. But then if you get into like a Soleil at Laurel Canyon, that's where you get into the thousands of homes that are all considered over 55. So these are thriving neighborhoods. They're diverse types of social groups. Here, Mary Ellen is showing David Weekley's site. Like I said, this was Maple Grove at Towne Lake. There's at this particular community, there are, a half a dozen or so different floor plans. They all feature master on main single homes, 2-car garages, and so forth. But not all of these communities have the same types of amenities. So, some of the larger communities have clubs, they have fitness centers, organized events, resort style amenities in some locations such as pools, trails, golf courses, pickleball. That's pretty standard in some of these. But like the larger communities, of course, will have more clubs, like Soleil at Laurel Canyon in Canton has over 50 clubs. I know that the Webb community in Hoschton has a huge activity schedule. It's very organized. They have a lot of different clubs there, very large clubhouses where they host those types of events. And builders like the Orchards or David Weekley or Del Webb, Lennar, Cresswind, they basically deliver these ranch style homes. So here, Mary Ellen showing Del Webb at Chateau Elan. We've sold several homes in this community, and they do vary in size. Some can be as small as like 1,800 square feet. Some can have like 3,500 square feet. So, these are generally single story with a basement or upstairs for guest space or space for your hobbies, for instance. They're generally open floor plans. They are very energy efficient building methods because these are new construction. A lot of them have great warranties on the structures. Depending upon the builder, those warranties do vary. But generally, these homes are designed to be low maintenance. And often the HOA does manage the landscaping on these properties. So you can't customize them a whole lot in general. Sometimes you can get a larger patio or finish an additional bonus room upstairs or finish the basement. Some of those are customizable features. And of course, amenities and location may drive your decision as to what is a good over 55 community for you. So do you want to be near Halcyon or shopping or the Cumming City Center? Do you want to be near downtown Woodstock? Do you want to be near Lake Lanier or Lake Arrowhead? Because some people still, want to simplify their lives in an over 55 community, but continue boating and hiking and golf. And, some of these homes are really nestled in the foothills of the North Georgia mountains, for instance. So here, Mary Ellen is showing pictures of Promenade at Sawnee Village. We do have a client that is under contract on a home here in this community. I've toured many of their models, and these homes are generally in the there's one home I think that is below $600,000 in price, but generally these homes are in the 600s, 700s, even up into the 800,000 range. But the Providence Group has done an amazing job with this community as far as the included features in each of these homes. So there's no need to really do a lot of upgrading in these homes. This community also is located about a mile north of downtown Cumming and about a mile off of Georgia 400. So it's very easy to get to different locations from this particular community. They have an extensive clubhouse there, a very beautiful pool, a workout facility, a room that you can also rent if you do have guests and you want to do a larger event. The kitchens in this community I found to be really, really nice, very nicely appointed and larger and have more cabinet space than some of the other communities that I toured. So this particular community ranked high on my list as far as the quality of the finishes and the types of homes and floor plans that they had to offer. I think they did an excellent job of doing their market research, working with their architects, and listening to their clients as well. So some of these communities do have some homes under construction or spec homes available for purchase. Some you can, build from the ground up using one of the floor plans. Some of the other communities I mentioned, the Promenade at Sawnee Village, some of the homes go up into the 800s. If that's not in your budget, there are other communities that do offer smaller homes in perhaps the 1,800 to 2,000 square foot range that might be less expensive and into the 500s. And then there are also communities in Cumming in particular as well that feature like condominiums and things like that are less expensive.
Yeah, and right now we're showing Lake Arrowhead, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So this is a community. It's a little further out, but you do have a lake. I mean, the amenities are It's all about lifestyle. And you've got your golf and you have hiking and your marina, you have pickleball and tennis, you have a park, you have a dog park, you have lakeside park. You've got it all here at this one. So, and social activities, right? So
Right.
there's just a lot to see. Let's just look at marina and lake. This is kind of like, this is what you see. So it's kind of like you're on vacation all the time in your 55 and older community. It is a little further from Atlanta. It's kind of like a vacation home, but you're living there and there's enough activities to keep you busy, I think. So
Right.
just kind of wanted to show you that one. And then I always feel like another one that's really good to show, and I'll be showing that one next, is Soleil.
Soleil, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to bring that up as you're talking about, we've been talking about pros, right? We're only talking about pros now.
I think we should talk about some of the cons of some of these homes.
Sure.
And,
Let's dig into that.
One size does not fit all here. So one of the things that could be a con is the lack of storage space in some of these homes. If you're looking at a home that's only 1,300 square feet versus a home that's in excess of 3,000 square feet, of course, that's going to vary. So you need to really decide, do you really need that second floor? Is that something that's going to be a problem in the future? Do you really need a basement? So consider your storage space when you're looking at these homes. That could be something that maybe you need to do a little bit more tossing or taking things to Goodwill before you move into these. You also, one of the negatives that some of our clients see is with the right sizing or downsizing, as some people call it, I like to call it right sizing, is getting rid of furnishings. That could be a little bit hard emotionally, especially if you're attached to certain pieces that have been in your family a long time. But think of it as a new start, and getting rid of things is not necessarily a bad thing. I did mention before, one particular community I liked had more cabinet space in the kitchen. I find in some of these communities, the kitchens can be quite small. If you like to cook a lot, or
Yes.
if you like to entertain a lot, that could be a problem because the islands tend to be smaller.
Yes.
Just take that into consideration. If you don't like to cook, that's not a problem. Porches tend to be modest. I mean, they will accommodate a certain amount of furniture, but they're not intended for large gatherings. They're intended more for, one or two people to sit there, read a book, relax, and enjoy. The other thing is your resale audience. Your resale audience is only for individuals that are 55 and older. Now, in most of these communities, these homes are known to turn over fairly quickly, maybe in 60 days or less. When you do go to sell it, you might want to consider giving yourself a little additional time to sell the property.
I know. Did we talk about the orchards?
The orchards are currently building 2 new communities, one in South Forsyth and one which is very close to exit 13 of Georgia 400. Right, by the way, it's off of Georgia State Route 9. And then there's also one being built in the Coal Mountain area close to Route 20. Some of these homes can be either single homes or larger attached homes. That Orchards also builds a quad style product as well, which is a smaller home. Some of those could be as small as like 1,300 square feet, 1,800 square feet. I have sold several of these. They're very nicely thought out floor plans, even though they are considered quads. They still have 2-car garages, and they're very light filled. They've done a great job with window placement and making these very, very walkable to smaller community centers and for activities and so forth. One thing I do want to mention is that all of these communities do have HOA fees.
Yes.
Those HOA
That could be
fees,
that could be a con or a pro,
right?
right?
So the HOA fees do vary. But we want to look what they cover. They cover your lawn care. They cover your exterior maintenance, the community upkeep, any clubhouse access, and any of those amenities like a pool. But these costs can range from anywhere from like $200 a month up to $400 a month. So you want to factor that into your budget. Now, the offset to that, and this is really a pro, is that generally these communities are being built in counties that are senior friendly. So you get a reduced rate on your taxes and you don't have to pay the school taxes as a senior once you pass, age 62 or 65, whatever it is, based upon the county. So that could be your offset right there because your taxes are going to be very, very low. But you're not going to have the maintenance associated. Now, this community that Mary Ellen just pulled up.
Oh, we're going to talk about it in a minute.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else. I talked about,
you just have to weigh your pros and your cons.
Right.
And you have to set a budget. And I will say like Orchards, the Orchards is a smaller community, very smaller, smaller square footage. So it depends on your budget, your price point, and the amenities. How busy do you want to be? How many people do you want in your communities? There's a lot of huge communities, but there's also a lot of small communities. Right. So what I like about that is you find the community that fits your needs and wants, and then we're here to guide you in the right direction.
Right.
And we all are going to have to get rid of stuff, whether we're moving into 55 and older, or we're just moving from one house to another. So remember that and factor that in on how do you declutter in a period of time? Do one box a day, one room a day, one room a week, depending on your time frame, so that you're not overwhelmed at the end and then end up just boxing everything up and then shipping it to the new house, and then you have no use for it. So a good thing that we've done, Sue, right, is you have 3 piles, right? What are the 3 piles? Things you want
keep,
to
donate, and trash.
Right. So that's easy enough. Those are the 3 tips you always just have to remember. Keep, donate, trash. That's all. And, that really makes it a great way mindset and emotionally to get rid of things too. And do a little at a time. If you're not planning to move for like a year, just do a little bit at a time so you won't be overwhelmed when you have to, when you really, really want to move. So
Right. And the other tip that I've mentioned to some of my buyers in these communities is that if the master closet, for instance, seems a little bit small, and generally these closets are done with wire. So if you bring in a company like Closets by Design or California Closets, have the wire taken out, put that wire in your garage, don't throw it out, keep it for your storage in your garage, but have California Closets or Closets by Design come in and design your closet so that you have drawers, that you have more hanging space, that you have double hanging space, that you have shoe space. That can really help you stay organized in a smaller closet too.
Great. So now that we talked about pros and cons of 55 and older, we're going to dig into our community of the day, which is from Epcon, and it's the Courtyards of Franklin Gold Mine.
Mm-hmm. So this actual community does have a lot of individuals in it that are over 55, but it was not specifically designed as an over 55 community. This community actually welcomes individuals of all ages, but the floor plans are really, really amazing. I have been in this actual home that Mary Ellen is showing right now. The only issue I had with this particular community is that they say, our floor plans are from X price, and then you walk into, it says 600s right there to the low 800s. See it right there on the screen?
Yes.
That's on their website as of today. When you walk into that model, it's drop dead gorgeous, but that model tricked out the way it is would cost $1.1 million.
And
So,
that is so true with any model home, like
right.
any home or any new construction. So this one is 717 to 55. This one
Mhm.
is that I'm showing right here, and this is we'll go through the pictures of this just so you can see it.
Right.
What I will say, when you go to a new construction and you go to a model home, they're going to put all the bells and whistles in it, and
Right.
it's going to cost a lot more money. So I think sometimes it's better to go look at the homes that are in inventory.
Right.
You can get a better idea and then go back to the model home and say, well, what do I want to add?
So what's nice about this community is that it is only 27 homes. They're in a great location. They also have two other communities that they're building right now. One is in Alpharetta, close to the Manor Golf and Country Club. So you can basically, with Epcon, pick your location and also pick your upgrades that you want to put into your home to customize it very, very nicely. So the nice thing about these homes is they are low maintenance, they are lifestyle focused, but some of these communities do not have as many amenities as others. So
Right.
that might be something you might want to take into consideration. But I did find with the floor plans that their windows are amazing. The rooms are flooded with natural light, and they really are cheerful homes. So they're basically easy care courtyard style homes, but they are like your own little oasis.
But what I like to Sue, is the square footage is not tiny. It's over 2,000 square feet.
Right.
So
Right.
it's not tiny there, and look, you can even they go up to 4,000 square feet if you
Right. So these homes range from 2 to 4 bedrooms in size. They start with 2 bathrooms, but go up to 3.5 bathrooms. Range in size from 2,054 square feet to up over 4,055 square feet. And you can get either a 2-car or 3-car garage. So they are priced from the 600s. That is for a 2-bedroom home, starting with their smallest floor plan. But you have to see the model home because it really gives you a lot of great ideas as to what you can do with this particular community and the homes.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that great information. Okay, let's go into what we love about North Atlanta, and that is all the steakhouses. So Sue is going to tell us about some of these. So let's go.
In Cobb County, Lytton Hopkins has an upscale steakhouse and oyster bar. It's located close to Truist Park in, the Marietta area.
Now, what's Truist Park? If people don't know, Truist
Right.
Park is where our Braves play, the Atlanta Braves baseball. So
at the Battery, in Cobb County. That particular steakhouse is called C. Ellet's. I have not eaten in that one, but I have eaten in this next one that we're going to mention, and it's Cabernet Steakhouse in Alpharetta. Cabernet is located on Windward Parkway at exit 11 of Georgia 400. And this is like the old school steakhouse. What's cool about it is that they're known for their beloved prime rib. They have a smoking bar that's glassed off that's separate from the rest of the restaurant. It's great for cigar lovers and onlookers. Yes. But their steak is lauded as the most juicy steak in the northern suburbs.
Yes.
And then in Vinings, you can go to 101 Steak in Cobb County. This is a long-standing Vinings staple. They're known for their superior service, excellent wine selection, and their crab cakes. They're ranked #1 in Atlanta, so we'll have to go try that one out.
Yes.
Arnett's Chop House in Brookhaven is a Michael Arnett's restaurant with an open kitchen, lively upstairs bar, and top-tier steak and seafood on their menu. They're repeatedly featured among the juiciest steak spots, according to AtlantaEats.com. And then in Marietta Square, there's Mac's Chop House. It's a stylish speakeasy. It's got a great vibe for a steakhouse. It's in a restored Civil War era building. And it's also on Eater's Best Restaurants in Marietta.
Nice.
There's
All right.
several others I didn't even mention.
There's
One of
so
my
many
favorites.
steakhouses. There's so many.
Right. One of my favorites in Buckhead is Bones.
Yes. Or
Mhm. Right.
Chops. Chops is good too. Chops is
Mhm.
good in Buckhead. Also, if you're looking for that just came into the area of Alpharetta, because we do talk a lot about Alpharetta, is Conyers.
Mhm.
And Connors came from Nashville, and they have one here in Atlanta. So if you're looking for a reasonably priced steak with lots of nice sides and everything else that's included, that's somewhere to check out too. And that is on Windward Parkway as well, right by Costco, because we all know where Costco is on Windward Parkway. It's right in front of there. So
Yeah,
that's also one to check out too. If you're looking for something maybe not as expensive, but the quality and everything is fantastic.
right. So. It is. And two of us can go there for dinner and have a filet, and the sides come with that filet at Connors. And we've actually had, basically soup to nuts there and come out with a check that's under $100.
Yes, that's why I like it too. It's really a really great quality, and you get a lot of food and you're stuffed when you get out of there. Stuffed maybe too much. Well, you have to take some of it home. So if you take it home, there you go. All right. So our design tip of the day is 5 things professional cleaners do every single night.
Mm-hmm.
Love to hear these 5 little tips. So let's go.
Yeah. So we all have laundry obligations, dinner obligations, cleaning obligations, but what do we do to stay on top of everything? First of all, tidy up every single evening. I know it's the last thing you want to do. You want to sit on the couch and just take it easy, but you really need to do that 10-second tidy, so to speak, that mad dash before zoning out for the night.
Yes.
And that really makes your life a lot easier, because the next morning you don't wake up to a mess, and you can start your day the next day, so much fresher, because you're not looking at the things that hung over from the night before. You should focus on your kitchen, first of all. It's really nice to wake up a clean kitchen, have a nice cup of coffee, and not worry about the dirty dishes from the night before. Also, it's better for your health if you're keeping your countertops wiped down and minimizing the risk of salmonella and other bacteria and viruses that could get into your kitchen. The other thing, when you live in a warm climate like Atlanta, I always recommend taking out the trash. Don't let the trash get stinky in your kitchen. I mean, don't let it overflow in the little trash bins in your bathroom. Your bathroom and everything will look so much cleaner if you just continue to take out the trash. So ideally, after dinner, you might want to take a quick walk around your house as you're checking on things, and just take a bag with you and empty all your trash cans. Yes. Clutter is another thing that you need to stay on top of, and that includes like the mail and the junk mail in particular. We recommend that, laundry items go into baskets and not the floor, and that, you throw away anything that's not important, of course. But baskets are also a quick way of cleaning things up, whether it's pet toys, children's toys, things like that. Yes. And this kind of goes with what I was saying earlier. Always do your dishes, and that includes your breakfast dishes in the morning, so that you can get your day started, go out for the day, go to work, go to school, whatever, and not have those dishes in the sink when you come home later on at the end of the day.
Yes. And I can just tell a quick story about that. So my mom always said, after dinner, after everything was cleaned up, the kitchen is closed, so no one can have any more dishes in the dish. You know what I mean? So you had to eat before she said the kitchen is closed for the night. So she was always very particular about having every time, you don't just put dishes in the in the sink. You do them as you put them in the sink. So then you will never have anything sitting in your sink. So just do your dishes. Okay.
Well,
Anything else you
got
want
a
to add?
funny one with that, Mary Ellen.
Yes.
My stepmother-in-law used to have a sign in her kitchen that said the only reason why I have a kitchen is because it came with the house. So
That's interesting too, as well. So thanks for those great tips. So today we talked about the pros and cons of 55 and older communities in the North Atlanta area. We showed a couple of different ones. We talked about the pros and cons. Then we talked about our community of the day, which is by Epcon, and it's Courtyards of Franklin Gold Mine, which is really like a gold mine. So you definitely got to go out there and visit it. It's a very small community, but just adorable. We talked about what we love about North Atlanta, which are steakhouses. And then we talked about our 5 things professional cleaners do every single night. So thanks for tuning in. Let us know your thoughts. Let us know what you think. And let us know what you want to hear. So thank you for tuning in today. Sue, anything to add today?
no, that was great, Mary Ellen. Thank you.
All right, everybody, have a great day.
Bye.